Happy Sunday, Leo. I hope you're getting all cosy. If it's all wintry where you are, it's a bit of a cloudy, wet one here today, so I'm glad that I was prepared, and I've got all new like furry soft bedding and yeah, sort of like harvest time furnishings at the moment, so I'm loving it, to be honest. I've got my shag piles, think like Scandinavian, you know, like hygge, like cosy. I've got my fairy lights, yeah. In fact, let's put those on. I've got like white fairy lights along the windowsill. I'm like expert at this, guys. I've got like fluffy clothing on, fleecy things, like, oh yeah. Okay, let's do your weekly love reading then, Leo. Got my Wise Witch Oracle cards so we can get advice from Spirit. I'm using my Spooky Kinner deck, and if there's anything kind of unpleasant, you know, we'll find out with the Shadow Love cards what that's about. And I've got these lovely full moon clarifying decks, you know, to see what needs to be done to get around that. And I've got my Divine Time oracle deck so we can get timing on things if that's appropriate. Okay, so Spirit Guides, Universe and Angels, please stand beside me and guide me for my Leo Collective's highest good. How is Leo feeling with regards to this connection, the one they're thinking of? Let's get 3 cards for you. Okay. We've got the 5 of Cups, which is grief, and we've got the 10 of Wands, which is like, it's just got too much, too many challenges. Each one of the wands represents a challenge. It's the end of a cycle of, you know, really, really tough times. You know, the good news is that it's 10, so we can't take any more. It has to reset back to 0 now. So sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what that's about, if it's the end of a relationship. The Ace of Cups. Okay, in context, because that's following the end of a cycle and grief, I'd say this is self-care. Because if you're that distressed and it's only just happened, there's no way that you'd be in love straight away. So the Ace of Cups can be like, I am pouring into myself right now. So I'm going to read it as that intuitively, okay? Oh, look, that's just what we want, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. So we've got a shooting star, we've got, you know, the clouds parting, and we've got all 4 fixed signs. Okay, so you've had a period of bad luck, and now you're in for a much better time, okay? The universe is arranging this for you. You deserve it. Well, that couldn't be any more positive. So I'm glad for you. Now let's see who's coming into your life, or how your person's feeling. If you still think about them and you wonder how they're doing, let's see what comes out. But no, things are going to be, you know, not like this hard anymore. Right, separation, leaving ways behind. So they're moving on to a new cycle as well. Queen of Swords, they're sitting in their truth. They've got their guard up. Okay. yeah, uncooperative. They really don't want to work together. So I'd say that this is fresh. I mean, this reading is for the 4th week of September, so if it hasn't already happened, I'd say this is what's culminating, you know, this week. But you would already know that. Please don't think that if everything's fine with your person, you're suddenly going to have a breakup. This looks to be like the end of a cycle, so you would know if this is your story, okay? 3 cards for the outcome, please. 3 cards for the outcome. You know, this is conclusive. This, you know, nobody's working together. It's very separate energies. Right, so we've got the 3 of Wands reversed, which is, you know, refusing to take any action. And we've got the Knight of Wands, so this kind of player vibe. So I would really be careful about being anywhere near each other, okay? Because there could be anger and there could be an abuse of passion, as in, if you feel that you and a person don't love each other anymore, or one of you has fallen out of love, and I'm sorry to talk about it because it's really sad and painful, but you sort of, sometimes you go towards them thinking, well, I need to like check, I need to see if they don't love me anymore. And sometimes you can end up being passionate with one another, and then, oh, this is the worst thing ever, but if someone says like, oh, but we're just friends, aren't we? Like, oh my God. Please don't ever do that to someone. Do not sleep with someone you've broken up with and then be like, but we're just friends, aren't we? Because you know what you're doing to that person. That's not okay. That is really not okay. I think that tends to happen more when you're young. I think when you're older, people are more upfront and they're like, look, I'm not looking to, you know, commit or have a relationship. I'm just really attracted to you. Would it be okay, you know, to like meet up or whatever? And like, people are upfront, okay, and that is the best way to be. If you have been in love, it doesn't mean you own that person or that you get to sleep with them after you've split up with them. That's just how you are with each other, or no, because that person has feelings for you, so you're actually going to destroy them, okay? You stay away from them, you can go and sleep with somebody else. You don't get to do that with them anymore because you walked away from them, okay? There's 8 billion people in the world, 9 billion people in the world. You do not stumble over someone's heart, okay, and make them feel like the lowest they could ever feel. It's not necessary, it isn't kind, it's extremely thoughtless, careless, and you need to do some work on yourself if you're like thinking about doing stuff like that. That's really, you know, I'd say you're like 17 if you're doing stuff like that. It's like you don't understand. Just, yeah, because the reason I'm talking about that is we've got the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is flighty, they're in and out, they're passionate, but they have zero intention of, it is sex-based for them. And I'm just concerned that there's been an end of a chapter, and then we've got the Knight of Wands turning up, and a lack of moving forward. So guys, just be careful. Do not go and be around somebody who has split with you or claims to not be in love with you anymore, thinking you can change their mind, or you just want to see. Like, by all means go and have a conversation where you get closure, and it might turn into an argument. What you don't want is to end up sleeping together, and I'm not judging you if that's already happened or if that ends up happening, but just know that, I mean, if you do end up doing that, you won't ever do it again, because it just feels diabolical. It feels awful after, and I don't think the other person understands how much it hurts. I really don't think they get it. So there's your warning, okay? But obviously, like, I wish the best for you, whatever happens. I'm telling you this because I've been there, okay? When I was much, much, much younger, it was my first love. Oh my God, like, I don't want to access those emotions again. Like, I was Romeo and Juliet. Like, it was, you know, like the first time I've ever been in love. And I was 17, and it was actually horrendous. Like, and he just didn't get it. Like, he just did not get it. Like, and then he kind of felt entitled, like, you know, he was some sort of don or something. Like, you know, like every time we meet up, he's gonna like be flirty or sexual or try it on with me, and I'm like, I just like hated his guts, do you know what I mean? And I just looked down on him, I thought, like, you don't understand, you don't get it. If you've not got that depth to you that you don't understand, like, do you know what I mean? I just couldn't be around that person. I was just like, you just don't understand. And what's weird is, right, I was devastated for a really long time, and, you know, I saw what it did to his ego and, like, how he conducted himself afterwards, and I thought, you're an idiot and you need to grow up. See, then, like, guys, I went and lived my life, like, started to, like, have other relationships, I started to, you know, progress in work. I realised that was my sanctuary, and I didn't have to rely upon relationships. And then I went and did things like living abroad, you know, after getting scarred by another relationship and someone putting me down and telling me, you know, I'm never going to be anything, all this, all that. Fuck you, I'm going to live my life, you know, and do the things I've always wanted to do, instead of thinking that my happily ever after relies on being with a person like you. And I went and lived abroad, and, you know, I'm so confident now. Like, I'll always have that, like, lack of confidence, because you never forget things that people say to you, and I naturally am not egotistical. It's just not the way that I am. But I know I will always be okay, and I don't need anybody telling me, like, what they think about me, because they've not done an ounce of what I've done. And it's a really nice place to be, and they've all turned out to, like, have issues, and, like, most have tried to get back in touch with me, and, like, they're like, I always knew you'd be something amazing, and I'm like, I don't think so. Like, no, none of that's down to you. And they've never done anything with their lives, or they've tried to, like, copy the things that I've done, and I'm like, oh my God. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no. Some people you outgrow, you just really do. I think they look down on you as if, like, oh, you're the reason, like, you're just not catching up with me, or, like, you're not good enough for me. I've never looked at people like that. I just concentrate on myself, and I constantly evolve. Like, it's almost too fast for me to keep up with, because I'm such a reflective person. But I've just, like, transmuted it into, like, determination to, like, focus on myself and what I want, and what, you know, whatever's going to bring me excitement, whatever's going to make me feel fulfilled, or whatever's going to be an adventure for me. I just do it now. And they're train wrecks, all of them. So no, it wasn't me that was causing their downfall, it was themselves, and likely because they're turning away from high quality individuals, right? So I know it's hard when you're young, it is really fucking hard, but no one's perfect, and the person that you view as perfect more than likely isn't. And they'll show that over the next few years. So believe you me, I know it's one of those things that you have to live, but this is why I do tarot, because I just want to share my stories with you, because you are fucking brilliant and you do not need anyone telling you you're this or that. You're never going to be anything. You know, that is projection. That's projection, and that's because someone said that to them. So get away from it. Live your life how you want to live it, and you will end up being around, you know, by default, people that are interested in the same things as you, people that are in the place that you've gone to, that you're really, you know, happy living. And just get experience, get as much experience of the world as you can. I'm not saying stay single, I'm saying have relationships with people. You know, all you can do is what you think is best at the time. And you're not kind of born knowing all this stuff, like you learn it by living, you know. But I just want you to know, if you're like going through an ending at the moment and it's one of like your first or the first ending that you've had, try to have boundaries and just try to protect yourself. And realistically, that person, you might think they're doing absolutely fine, but it's all ego, it's all bravado, you know. And never be embarrassed to like show your feelings and say, but you know, I don't think you're making the right decision splitting up or ending this. Like, don't feel foolish, because you're just being authentic, you're just being honest, you know. And like my mum said to me, if you're giving it 110%, what is left? Do you know what I mean? Like, you've given it 110%. Like, what are you gonna do? There's nothing really more to do. It's just accept that it's done, kind of thing. And it's, you know, it just does take time. You think you're never gonna like anyone again. You think you're never gonna fancy anyone again. You know, I actually felt depressed in parts of my body, let alone like my brain. I just was not attracted to anyone for like, I think it's about 4 months. I started going to the gym and just doing things to try to like use up my day so that I didn't feel really lonely, because it was like crippling. And just went to work religiously, turned the radio off so sad songs didn't come on. So I was like, fucking hell, I cannot listen to like anything that's meaningful right now, because it just, everything was heightened, you know. And then I saw this like hot guy in the gym. And that's when I realised like I've got the ability to crush back. And then I was still like really distressed over my person, because I've been with them for 3.5 years and we were quite young. But I thought, like maybe I am like crushing on people again. And it just, you know, over time it gets better. But the reason that you don't feel attracted to people for months after, it's a kind of, you're trying to process what's gone on, and it wouldn't be right for anyone to screw you over like when you're in that vulnerable state. You know, I went really no nonsense, and I was like, well, I hate men and I'm a red meat, red wine dessert girl, and you better just deal with it. And the person was like, fucking hell. And they were like, they just admired that I was just like straight talking, and they were like, well, look, I'm not looking for a relationship and I don't want to break any hearts, but I think you've got banter, I think you're really attractive. And we're still friends now. Me and this guy, we're still friends now, because like, he's just like, oh my god, I remember what you were like. But it's like, I needed to protect myself because I was destroyed, do you know what I mean? And like, we didn't like get involved and do anything for months. We just hung out, and like, we're still friends now. Like, it's really nice. Life is like a wonderful, you know, mystery. It's ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. It really is. So if you're having a low, you will experience a high. I promise you. You'll experience a long high. I had the best year of my life like after that, and I did not see it coming. Honestly, I did not see it coming. Right. Enough of me going on about myself, but I just want to be there for you. Take it from me, like some people will take advantage of this. That's phallic. they'll take advantage of that if you're, you know, trying to kind of see how they feel about you. Just be careful, you know, but I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm not judging you, just trying to protect you. Right, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles as the challenge. See, perhaps you're having to divide assets, or the block was one of you wasn't, you know, earning so much. That was certainly an issue when I was younger. It doesn't always guarantee that you're going to get treated better, having more money. In fact, it definitely doesn't, but you will attract like higher value partners when you earn a decent amount. You can also attract like parasitic people that want your money, so just, okay. It's very, people are complex. Everyone does a little bit of that and thinks, oh, how much do you earn, you know, but I'm a Taurus, so I like an even power balance. I don't want anyone feeling like, you know, they're God's gift and telling me I'm so lucky to have them. Like, no, please. Like 50-50 around the house, 50-50. I've made that mistake. Like being, you know, the one that looks great all the time, doing everything around the house. Don't do that. And I was told by someone older than me, don't do that, because you can never ever trust what another person's going to do. You know, like in 5 years time, 10 years time, 20 years time, they're just going to walk away and you've got nothing on your CV saying that you've ever had a job, or that you know, have a strong work ethic, or, you know, you need to have your own money, guys, as much as possible. Keep your own money. Keep up to date, like, with your work history, and keep working, and don't over trust. Just don't, because even if it's like all gravy now, people change. What they want changes, and you're leaving yourself vulnerable there. Just a warning. There is that thing as well, if someone's only with you for what you look like, they're very, very easily going to trade you in for a younger model, or you know, if someone's that shallow, like who put weight on, or I don't know, they just look at someone else and think, oh, fancy that today. Like, there's got to be more to you than what you look like. There has to be. So you develop your interests, develop your intelligence, develop your sense of humour, and that's how you safeguard yourself, okay? Also, keep your looks, keep your original looks. Don't be having operations, surgeries, tweaks to look like whatever the latest trend is, because how many bots are going to be out there looking like that? You're literally rubbing away your individuality, your quirks, your asymmetry. Don't get rid of everything and make your looks into this bland thing, because you're literally making that person's job easier, going, well, what makes you special? What makes you different from anyone else? Do you know what I mean? Like, please don't follow these trends. Please don't do it. I know I sound really preachy, but as a 39-year-old, the best thing you can do is work with the looks that you have and enhance those. Look at what precious features you have, which features are you proud of, and draw attention to those, and, you know, reduce attention to the ones you're not proud of. Like, work with what you have. Look for people who have your complexion, you're similar. If you have like strong features, look for people with strong features. If you have, you know, dainty features, look for people with dainty features. Like, study body types, fashion, makeup. Don't try to make yourself look like something that you aren't, because especially when you follow the trend, whatever that is, you're just blanding yourself out. So of course someone's not going to appreciate what you look like. You know, they're proud to have you on their arm, or like bang you for like whatever number of weeks until they're like cheating on you with someone else. Please, like, hold on to your individuality as much as what you can. Develop yourself in every way. because you are high value. As long as you do that, you make yourself low value when you blend yourself out and you only focus on what you look like. That's my advice as a 39-year-old woman. Okay. Okay, so we've got the Four of Cups reversed with the Justice, Scales of Justice. So I feel that, yeah, it's like the same as that Wheel of Fortune, you know, like there's going to be new opportunities and you're going to get what you actually deserve here. The scales will be balanced. You know, this is very North Starry, the way this candle's shining, and it's very relaxing, isn't it, and cosy looking. All these candles and swords, and it's like, look at this, skeletons holding up the Scales of Justice. Like, it's almost as if someone's being murdered, and then they're like, but justice will prevail. It's just, do you know what I mean? That sounds really dramatic and a bit creepy, but that's what these cards are like. And there's actually a heart on the scales on this side, and I don't know if it's the moon, like something that was secret or not good, it's being brought to light. So things, you know, things will balance out, and what was bad will now become good. Okay, you're going to get a better outcome. I'm not sure if there was a perpetrator here or it just came to an end. Sometimes people just aren't in love anymore and it's nothing anyone's done wrong. You know, it can be both of you or it can be one of you. Because you have grief and sadness and 10 of Wands, I feel like you felt very challenged by the other person and a lot of things were difficult, and you know, you're feeling a real loss here. So I'm leaning towards it was them that finished it. So I'm going to pull some shadow love cards for them and see if there's anything we can understand better. Childish, someone has to be the adult in the room. Maybe the term should be grow up or get out. Well, we've sort of been talking about that vibe here, haven't we, where like first relationships and stuff, someone starts to get a big ego and think, oh, I'm just an absolute don, you know, I'm going to go round and like I'm just going to have so many women, you know. And girls can be like that with guys. They can start to get an ego and think, oh, I'm just absolutely brilliant, and you can take good people for granted. Gold digger, in it for what they can get, money hungry, self-serving. Yeah, this person's in their ego. Okay, they might have left you because you don't earn as much as them. They're impatient, you know, they're viewing themselves as something really high status. Undecided, choosing between lovers, competing for affection. Yeah, they've gone into this player mode of like, I'm not going to work with you, I'm going to start bringing other options, you know, like, and I'm going to get really like flighty and non-committal. They've gone into this, they've put a halt on things from getting them any more serious, and they've turned into a player that's non-committal. Okay, so now that's why we've got this in the challenge. The 10 of Pentacles is lasting wealth. It's like what we're all aiming for, which is the happily ever after, you know, sustained wealth, assets, combined assets, like, you know, leaving generational wealth. So to children, to grandchildren, they've put all that on hold, but you're going to get what's owed to you, okay, with a brand new relationship, somebody new, somebody much more high value than this. They think they're high value, but they're not. Give me one for the Knight of Wands, please, with the 3 of Wands reversed. Closed off, not emotionally available, distracted, hurt in the past. Yeah, they've shut off their emotions and they're just treating people like options, which is a bit disgusting, to be honest. facing it. You know something isn't right, don't be afraid to find out the truth, it'll set you free. I can't tell if this is meant to be someone who's an astronaut or if it's meant to be, you know, like an army person with like, because they've got a walkie-talkie. I feel like it's someone that's like in a war zone. And the clouds are like really stormy, aren't they? But like, I can't tell if it's like an astronaut or... You know, it looks like someone that could be going into like a war zone, doesn't it? With like heavy armour on. They've got like a walkie-talkie and like a signal receiver, and like that looks like could be a gun. You know, and it's like bomb disposal, or like, you know, you're ready for like IUDs to blow up or something. It looks a bit camouflagey. I don't know. Could be both. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards someone who's been in a war zone. Like, they don't really know how they ended up there, do you know what I mean? Give me one for justice, please, with the Four of Cups reversed. Four of Cups is like being closed off to new opportunities, but Four of Cups reversed is opening up to new opportunities, new perspectives on things. So it's like realising that this person was not all that. Drowning. You are going under and barely keeping things afloat. Ask for help. You know, this is a really difficult time, and you just need to make sure that you're not spending time alone. Spend it up with at least one other person. You know, it's okay to like keep your mind busy with exercise and going to work, but don't sit alone in your room, because you'll end up drowning in your emotions. Okay, distract yourself as much as you can. Be around people that want the best for you. Let's get one for childish. Someone has to be the adult in the room. Maybe the term should be grow up or get out. Turbulence. Heal unresolved conflicts with kindness, not anger. Yeah, you can access really dark places, so if you need to, pity the person, you know, find reasons to feel sorry for them. That's how I move on from stuff. If I stay angry, yeah, it's allowed to be angry, but don't stay in that angry mode. Pity the person, you know. Gold digger. Give me one for gold digger. Capricious. Children are involved, or someone is being immature. Yeah, they're being shallow. Being impatient, not waiting for you to level up. Imagine if someone left them and used that as the reason not to be with them. How would they feel? You know, they're not experiencing what they're doing to people, or maybe they have and that's why they do it. Shining sign. Trust in the universe's plan and follow your heart. Fated revelation. Uncover the omens, decipher their meaning, and embrace your destined path. Yeah, that person is unevolved. They are literally causing options and running towards different people, treating you like an option where you were supposed to be something meaningful. That is not okay. Closed off. Storms of love. Conflict is an opportunity for growth and change. That's just what I was talking about. You don't need to try to understand this person or make them be with you. In fact, go and give them what for. That's what I did. I told them, like, excuse me, like, and I gave them a right dressing down. I could have used something much worse to say to them, but I'm a bigger person than that, and I would never use someone's, like, you know, worst weakness against them if that wasn't their fault when they were younger. Like, I would never use that against them, but they have blunted sensibilities and they are actually repeating what was done to them by an unhealthy person. they're repeating that against me, so I told them what was what, because they honestly were like smirking as if they're better than me. They told me they thought I was with them for the house. So I the words came very easily, right? They came very easily, and I felt like, yeah, there's you told. Inner compass, trust your instincts to lead you in the right direction. Okay, because this person ain't it. Silent remnants. Amid the uncertainty, love has the power to rebuild trust. That's exactly right. When you meet someone who treats you like a prince or a princess, it repairs everything and you forget, even if this is something you've been distressed over for years. Trust me, it repairs everything when you fall in love and you get treated right. So whatever you think you'll never get over, you know, and obviously you will feel that for a long time, for a year or two, or, you know, I don't think you ever forget like stuff like this, but it does never ever hurt as much. And it just, you know, you reach the next stage with a different person, and it honestly like eradicates. Even sometimes you can get closure before that, and you see each other and you sort of laugh a bit like, well, that was stupid, wasn't it? You know, like, it's because you were both hurting, because you did once upon a time love each other, okay? So let's get you some advice. Spirit, what advice have you got for my Leo collective? Guidance. Seek guidance from within. The answers you seek are in the cards. Okay, so we've given you, Spirit's given you a lot of indicators here that this person is low value. They're making mistakes, they're unevolved. Okay, so you're already head and shoulders above this person. Dance with your shadows, discover hidden aspects of yourself in the darkness. So while you're feeling alone, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to appreciate people around you that don't dump you and leave you the way this person has done. And also a time to recalibrate. What do you want in life? What's your direction? And, you know, reset. You know how like some influencers do like reset days where they like clean the entire house? I've no idea why you would watch anyone else clean their house. Very strange, but clean your own house and enjoy, you know, enjoy your living space having cleaned your house. But, you know, do a life reset as well. You get to recalibrate now. You haven't got to make a plan that suits anyone else. You're the master of your own destiny right now. You're the CEO of your life. You get to choose what direction you go in. Okay, and I'm sure your loved ones will be extremely supportive of that. It's a whole lot of wisdom for a Sunday. I'm going to get a time in on when you're going to start to feel better. I mean, it's up to you really to like do your own healing, and we all heal at different rates, you know. But if you're proactive, do things like, you don't deserve to be miserable. So even if you're like off food at the moment, eat some, even if it's just a bit of it. If you can't stop thinking, you know, do something practical like exercise, you know, do the dishwasher, do chores, clean your room. You can only benefit from doing stuff like that, can't you? You know, and yeah, just make sure you're busy, kind of like you've always got people booked in to see. You know, it's nothing like jumping in the car and going and like hanging out with one of your best mates, or, you know, at theirs, just like chilling. Just take care of yourselves, okay? Okay, when might somebody, let's not go for love, because I'd say that could be a way off, but when are you going to start to fancy someone again? Let's see. I don't know, let's just see. Mine was 4 months. after my like most serious relationship in my early 20s. I was like 4 months off, just I couldn't fancy anyone. I was just in a dark place, and then I didn't expect to fancy anyone, and I just did. And I mean like crush times 1,000. November. So what are we in now? September, October, November. So possibly a month and a half, 2 months. Okay, so you will start to like at least fancy people again. And if spirit doesn't want to, they don't have to tell me. There's so many cards in this deck that say like mind your own business, or it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. This says November. So you guys might be up for a bit of a flirtation in November. Just remember, you don't deserve to be miserable, okay? That's the main thing. You haven't done anything wrong, you don't deserve to be miserable. So you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, going to work, earning your money, do what you need to, turn off the radio, don't listen to sad songs, listen to upbeat ones, or just club music or something that, you know, get exercise and get moving, feel good, feel strong, rebuild your confidence, because I think your confidence is so freaking low after stuff like this. It really is, you know, and sometimes you need a bit of a flirtation with some hot stuff to sort of see yourself as attractive again, because your confidence just disappears. It's like goes into thin air where you thought you were really sure of yourself, you know. And words hurt, they stay in your head, for, you know, from people who you've been really in love with. It rings in your ears, honestly. So I get it, I've been there. You just take care of yourself, okay? And I will see you in the next one, Leo. Don't forget to like this if it resonates, or repost it to help other people who are going through this. And follow, subscribe. What have I missed? Hit the notifications. And if it doesn't resonate, guys, it's not your story. But you can check out any signs that you cusp with. You can check out your moon sign, and you can cross-watch the sign of your person. Okay, there's loads of readings. I'm just going to power through them today. Alright, and I'll see you in the next one.